welcome back to the ESL One Cologne 2017 stream. We've had an array of fabulous games. It's been amazing. Game after game, just complete upset. But now we're back with something that could be very interesting. North up against Tyloo. I'm joined, of course, once again by Chris.
Hello.
It's been a blast, right? Every game
Crazy.
Is not what you've expected.
Upsets on upsets, close games, stomps one side with huge comebacks, crazy clutches. We've had it all so far.
Yeah, we've had as good as it gets clutch play throughout today. And you look at this matchup that's coming up now, and that's kind of what you think about when you see Tyloo, right? You see these really talented Asian players that come into the scene. They've finally been able to build themselves up, looking good, right? They've actually got a really quite deadly lineup when you see in terms of individual play, because that was always the thing that limited them behind in the Asian scene, right? They had talent, even back in Source. The Asian players would always turn up at events when they did occasionally arrive, and their aim was on par with some of the best. Unreal in terms of their actual game mechanics and understanding of how that worked, but the structure was never on level, right?
That's what I think the problem is. They've not got the biggest pool to practice with. I think their scene and their style is a lot different to Europe, especially NA as well. I think it's probably more similar to NA. It's a lot of aggression. But yeah, talent's no question it's there. All of these guys can do crazy stuff. And I think the addition of Peacemaker, trying to get up to date with the meta, bring those guys more in line of a EU kind of style is going to help them a lot. But communication, that's probably going to be a big problem for a while until they get things ironed out.
And that's the thing, obviously, coming into that as well. The map choice is going to be a very important factor. So we are going through the veto right now as well. So the first two bans have come in. That's going to be Nuke and Train removed. I mean, how do you think this is going to shape up?
I don't think these guys have played each other forever. I was expecting maybe Mirage and Inferno.
Right.
I think both these guys like playing that map. Tyloo have obviously been quite known on Mirage, especially in their older lineup, where they've done a really interesting smoke wall across the A site instead of the standard stairs in the jungle smoke. They do it like an absolute wall across the site, which was really interesting to see. I expect even Mirage or Inferno here.
So obviously we can get towards the end of the bans now. Overclass and Cobble have been removed, so it's shaping up like you are going to be right in that situation. So it will actually be Inferno, and it's going to be the map that's going to be played. Now this is quite worrying as well, because obviously both teams do like Inferno. We see them play it a lot, obviously Tyloo as well. It just depends though in terms of that structure, because North obviously in terms of the depth of their playbook, they have a lot of strategy. They've been through this a million times, multiple domestic matchups, but it's kind of a wild card, because Tyloo and North, you can imagine the amount of prac they've had against each other is very limited.
Yes, I think they're a bit of an unknown factor for both sides.
Yeah.
North were one of the very first to adopt the Inferno and really put work into it and understand the nuances and how the map plays now. Tyloo, I think it's just a map that kind of suits their style. It's going to be very interesting to see what kind of strats we're going to see from them, see if we see anything new. And I think we haven't seen it from the past game. I think they lost. Who did they lose to?
That was in the G2. We saw they lost from,
They lost, and that was on Cash. But Inferno is a map that I think they're very strong on.
Yeah.
Bentet, new player. Crazy, crazy, crazy good stats. Crazy performances so far. He did really good against G2, even though they couldn't actually get the win there. He's always going to be able to pull in big numbers for them. It's that cohesion though. They don't look... It looks almost very chaos at times. You can imagine it is on their comms. There's a lot of different things happening at the same time. It doesn't look like they're on the same page. That might be down to the different nationalities. It might be them trying to understand what Peacemaker's trying to implement with them and adopt it in a slower approach. But yeah, this is definitely going to be an interesting map.
That's the thing, there are a lot of factors behind it that make it very awkward for them. But at least they've got stability behind them now. Obviously, the lineup they have in terms of raw talent and firepower is definitely there. They've got the best of both worlds. Now they just need to make the most out of it. They need to get those strategies refined, develop more so as a team so they actually have their individual plays. But that's what you touched on before, obviously, as well. The Asian scene has always had a very entirely different mindset to the way they approach matchups, to the way they approach actual just site takes or anything. It's incredibly different. That's the thing. Our normal meta to what they play was very, very different until it's now got a little bit more in line, but it's still quite wild in sort of the terms of the plays they'll go for, the site executes they'll take, and sort of just their in-game leading style. It's incredibly different, and that always runs the risk of North coming into it, obviously, with the limited amount of prac they've had against them.
Yes.
How aware they're going to be of that, and how much it's going to catch them off guard.
It's always hard playing against an unknown entity when you don't really have a good idea how they like to play, what they're bringing to the table. North are probably one of the most meta EU teams, and I know that Tyloo have I think they've planned a boot camp for EU. I don't know if they've kind of doing it or done it, but I know that they want to put a lot of time in the EU just to make sure that they can learn as much as they can and get up to speed with what's going to be happening, especially when these big tournaments are coming up and they're playing deeper and deeper into these big events. They're going to need it.
And that's the thing as well. This is kind of this Asian scene now finally getting back to where it was, because we saw glimmers of it obviously when it was teams like Mongols and stuff like that that started to crack their way through, right? But it slowly faded away. Now Tyloo, obviously with this lineup, they're finally starting to really do some damage. They're looking good, and this is one of these results where maybe they actually have a chance as well, because Optic, they proved that North, they're definitely not having the best day right now. They didn't look on point. I mean,
they didn't.
Honestly, what did we see? It was more so sort of just Config towards the end stepping up, Cajun trying to really sort of carry them through and be the only lifeline towards the end.
Yeah, some crazy retakes. Yeah, they didn't look like the normal North that just kind of dissects the enemy slowly and just made sure they've got the extra man on top of whatever they're trying to put in place. So it's going to be interesting to see what they can do here and if they can apply the same approach. I think Tyloo are probably going to go hyper aggro, especially towards Banana, which will create a lot of space, both on T side and CT side, and it will give them a lot of options on A or B depending on what they want to do rotate-wise. And if they do want to throw some fakes, I think it's really, really good on this map to throw some fakes, because if you do rotate someone off, and you can create openings on A bomb site especially, and get out of apps and take pick control, really hard bomb site to retake, especially on B. Both bomb sites are really hard to retake, so it's going to be interesting. I expect aggression from Tyloo. They're really good at doing it, and it's their style. And probably North are just going to play with a little more oomph this game. They're probably quite angry about their loss, disappointed, and they definitely need to start getting these wins on the board. Yeah, they need to get the firepower behind them and really bring it in. Obviously, the odds that Betway provided for that previous game, they thought the North were going to shut it down. This time around, why don't we take a look and see how things are going to go? Obviously, it's still in that North favour. Yeah. And when you look at it on paper, you would expect that North most likely should be the team to come out on top here, especially with a map that comes into play, right? You're like, in terms of structure, they should have this one down. But you really got to wonder, is this where Tyloo continues off the back of sort of the dent that Optic have already done? If they can follow up with another left hook and really get their way in, it might just seal the deal, and they might just go out in groups. They really need to get their economy going, get the momentum. Config needs a good start. If Config can get a good start, he might get this whole ball rolling and get plenty of rounds on the board. Magisk as well, he's been really quiet. He was dubbed as one of the potential new kids that could actually just tear up teams. He's been a bit quiet. I don't think he's completely comfortable in the unit that's been created. I think his role is a little undefined yet. I think he can do a lot more, but when you've got someone like Config that needs the space, he's kind of adopting that role to support a bit more and not just go in and go ham. Well, that's the thing, so he was more that mechanically blessed player. He was someone you expected to see really pulling off these like great individual plays. And I think it's just as you said with that, it's the way he's involved with the pack right now. It's not really the best suited fit for him. You can see as well, he's always quite raring. There's a lot of scenarios where it seems like he wants to go for the more aggressive play, but he's getting reined in. MSL's trying to keep him under a leash because he doesn't want him to overextend and give that early lead away. But you can see obviously that decision-making conflict in. So maybe there's always the chance if, you know, the pack sort of the way it's divided right now was shifted around a bit to allow him to be that little bit more aggressive. But obviously it's always a risk factor when you have someone that wants to take that more aggressive role. And also when they're changing the players, they often have to change roles. You can't just have a new player in and take him to adopt all of the roles that the previous player had. You have to kind of chop the whole team up and essentially kind of fill the gaps and restructure. So hopefully we'll see that from him with the new edition of AZ. Oh, I say new, but it's the most recent edition. If they can really implement AZ and Magisk to their full potential, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. But at the moment, they're still kind of figuring out their style and getting it really polished. Yeah, they're definitely on the up and up, and they are trying to improve themselves as a unit. We will be back after a very short break, though, guys, where we will return with this exciting matchup. Stay tuned, as it is going to be Tyloo versus the North.
Everyone, welcome back. Thanks for staying patient during that short break, but things are now ready to kick off. The 9th round has just gone underway, showing there will be a very, very exciting game on our hands. Now, it is going to be Inferno. Obviously, we break that down going into this. We've had a little bit of touch on things, but depending on the sides here, how do you reckon this one's going to go? Because obviously, there is that occasional chance that Tyloo, if they don't get a good start on their hands here, it could really run away from quite fast.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Betway favourites,
Yeah.
North. I just think they're going to be really angry at this one, really angry at the through optic. And especially this map's good for them. Don't know how good the Asians are on this map. I expect a lot of fast plays out of apps, a lot of explosive, because the flash over the wall onto the A-bomb site is really, really strong. Kind of unavoidable for CT, so when you flash explode that site, you can get overwhelmed in pit and lose that control. Go south real quick. So I'm going to expect that from them. If North can control Banana and deny the map, they're really not going to have much they can do other than just chill second mid and try and work the apps area. So hopefully that's what they're going to do. Control Banana and that will control the rest of the map.
That's the thing as well. It's going to be interesting to see, sort of, as we touched on briefly before, sort of how the actual style of Tyloo they're going to bring to the table, what interesting quirks they may have up their sleeves that we won't be necessarily as sort of weathered by and used to, because obviously they do have the difference making play.
Well, they've got things up their sleeves, North. We saw it in Cobble. That nade.
That desperation play, that's the thing there. That's sort of what we spoke about. The fact they pulled that out.
You'd think they'd want to save something like that for a big game, but for them to pull out that kind of nade strat, other teams are going to pick up on that real quick. But yeah, they probably wanted to save that for later in the tournament. Having to pull it out against Optic is not the greatest ideas for them. Yeah. So let's see if they can keep things standard and just overwhelm them with firepower. Because
that's the thing, you wonder what else really they might have left, if there's anything else hidden in the playbook of North that they've been waiting for the right moment to use. And obviously, they don't want to go 2-0 down in groups here. They want to try and get themselves back to a 1-1 scoreline. But is that going to be the case? North versus Tyloo. Take it away, Chris.
They're going extremely fast with Banana with a Tech 9 up front. It's not a raid boss, no armor. They're just going straight in and DD's open the frag.
Has got the opening kill here, but MSL is close by, and MSL will get one frag before he's just overwhelmed. They had both angles covered, but the retake's coming in strong. They're coming in from Banana. They're trying to do some damage there. It's a little bit of a struggle. Obviously, a lot of these open angles to play with. Tyloo were entirely in the open, but they've now started to play it smart. They've backed off. Captain Mo's just going for these aggressive peaks, though, but it is paying off. Captain Mo goes huge with 2 fabulous frags, and the final frag will go the way of Tyloo as well, and they lock it down. Great individual aim there. You can see the confidence on those peaks.
That was great.
Yeah.
I mean, that's straight out of matchmaking, right? Just rush B.
Yeah.
Tech 9 up front. He didn't even have armor. He just run in and gun in and managed to open a bomb site with a headshot. That's a crazy, crazy quick round from them. Unanswered with the headshots that should have come.
Look at that buy as well. Great investment into AKs. 3 AKs on the board. We only see 1 SMG. The other one's been a Galil as well. That's heavy on rifles.
That's really heavy. They cannot lose these rifles in this round. If they lose any of these guns, they're going to be really, really struggling in the upcoming rounds. But 1 SMG, you're not going to have to farm the greatest amount of cash. Hopefully DD can just kind of get aggro. But yeah, interesting buy. Don't normally see 3 AKs.
Yeah.
Got to make this clean. Look at the buy from North though. It's really interesting. They're just going to try and stall, delay as much time as possible late round. Kind of wait for all of their utility to be used. Let the T's get up and close, and then just drop the smokes in front of them and play close to the smokes with these pistols.
That's the thing. That's where they're going to be very effective as well. Those CZs up close to personal, P250s as well. As long as you're getting those headshots, you're going to be able to find those frags fairly effectively.
Yeah, you can trade with an AK up and close. It's 1-4-1 headshots. Who's quickest?
I think Tyloo as well, playing that sort of classic style. Just slow default, 2-1-2, you just hold back, wait until North either go for an information play on you, or until you want to go and start to kick things off. They have made their play towards the bomb site. The smoke does go out, but it isn't a commit. It looks like they are just toying with North for the meantime.
Yeah, taking it slow, trying to dissect, find out where the stacks are, if there are any stacks, find out what kind of weaponry the guys have brought up, and they're just going to slowly work A now.
Making their way through, they're going to try and take control of quad and slip their way in towards the bomb site. A lot of smoke's going out. Actually, HG going to I'll go for the full commit. Throws for the nade. Double nade in towards Pip. Blows config out the server. This is looking fairly good. Captain Mo as well. Going to be able to come in with a frag back on towards Cajun as they've now taken side control. DD, he has the angle covered towards Arch. They physically cannot work their way back through. Magic is trapped at this point. DD should find this next kill onto him as well. If Magis takes the fight. He actually is getting to the close angle though. Close to the wall like this. So DD Pink should find a headshot. Will dispatch him. Can upgrade to the pistol. But goes two as well as he keeps this pain train rolling. Grabs the AK. This is amazing. If Magis gets away saving this AK into the round, this is a very good eco. It's
not the round one. You need to think, oh, they haven't done much. But for them to get 3 kills and take an AK, that's actually bigger than people realise. That's a really good round from them.
When you think of the investment that Tyloo put into that...
They didn't force either. Yeah. They've saved. So their next buy is going to be really, really strong. Probably as strong as the T's.
That's the thing. We saw a 4-smoke investment and a light pistol upgrade. They're looking pretty good for cash.
Yeah. And they'll force around this AK.
I imagine that pause coming up this soon, probably going to be a technical rather than a tactical pause. Yeah, obviously just saw any issues that are currently on the board. Yeah. Oh, it's actually going to be a tactical this quickly off the back of that round. Oh, it's technical. Of course.
I was going to say, if they're doing something tactical, they clearly weren't happy with how that round played out.
I was going to say, what's happened there? They just rage. Have you let him save an AK? Everyone's just livid.
Take a time out, they've got an AK.
Yeah, this is mental.
What's
I'm
going
going home. But obviously...
Yeah, that's a really big round. Look how much money that they've managed to save coming into this.
Yeah.
We're probably going to get armor on maybe 1 or 2 with a couple of P250s, make sure they're over 2k. But they want to cycle this AK, make sure you're peeking, taking kills, and if not, just cycle that AK to the next player.
Well, that's the thing. That's kind of what you used to do, obviously. Like back in Source, it was more like it was Russian strat. Remember where it was the 1 AK?
Up front.
Yeah, you're going up front. You have your obviously the Wolfpack would be grouped up, and you trade that AK back depending on who got killed. And try and do as much damage as you could. So obviously, if we see something like that come into effect, could be good. Or if they just sort of play close angles, trade for each other.
They'd probably take it towards Banana then if we can do this.
Yeah.
The best way you can do it is keep peeking Banana, trying to take those headshots down long range. Or they may just stack the site with 4 pistols and just put 1 AK on its own. That's also viable.
And Magic looks like he's going to go for the early information play as well. Obviously, if they did peek into him, it'd only take 1 headshot to try and shut him down, but the unfortunate factor is
and then they're all just diving for the AK.
Luckily, Cajun did recover it, though.
Yeah, it's kind of big. Unfortunately, don't have anyone with armor. They've gone pretty much full eco here.
Oh, easy playing up close and personal.
He didn't get spotted either.
Did spot out somebody, but obviously just a little bit too fast. He does overwhelm AZ. DD just tiptoeing his way up towards Banana as well, but that is going to be the 3-man site.
This is where the stacks.
Yeah.
And the bomb looks like it's on the side at the moment. They're just pressuring all the map, making sure they're not walking into this stack. They'll probably work out that there is nothing on A, and they'll just slowly work into the bomb site.
Well, that's the thing. As soon as they find that welcome out, they can get that bomb down, and then if they want to, try and hunt for this, because they're going to be aware that it's just a save. They just want to hold on to that AK. That's the most important factor, is obviously it will save them some more cash if that will round, if Cajun stays alive. But
forward the AWP, maybe get it dropped over. Nice clean bomb site. Simple round.
That's actually fairly effective as well, because if they don't overextend on the hunt here, getting through with no one dying, that's pretty good, because they did have a couple of sloppy rounds already. So obviously that T-side economy, very easy to build, especially when they're getting these bomb plants consistently, but you don't want to try and run the risk with it if you don't have to.
No, of course not. I'm surprised they're actually not trying to go for some of the exits with these pistols, but they've decided they don't want to give away any more eco to these SMGs. Play it safe. If anyone really commits, they'll be able to take them down with a 3-man crossfire.
That's the thing. Operation Save Cajun here as well, and it seems like everything should be going their way since the round's going to end soon. HZ going to go for a little bit of a play. It's up towards top Banana, but even if he does peek into the site, they're going to be just tucked in. Shouldn't really find anything here. Oh, he actually goes down!
It was just an SMG, but yeah, you saw what the theory was, just wait for them to come in. Save the AK, and they've got the AWP. We haven't seen anything crazy tactical so far from Tyloo. They rushed on the pistol round and then just kept it slow. See what they're going to do here.
Very standard, very default style of CS coming out right now. Just more split and pick. play for frags.
It doesn't get much more standard than Rush B.
Once again, though, just going for their slow defense, holding to see if North are going to push into them. Obviously, config on the AWP is going to be that big factor as well. Oh, nice boost actually coming out. They let config obviously scope over towards mid. He gets the information. He does get a bit of a tag off, it seems, but knocked down to nearly sub 50. That's not.
They read it.
Yeah.
That's really huge, and they've actually managed to tag him and get him off that peak without losing a player. He's rotating around. He's been elusive. This is the kind of config that's going to cause some problems.
This is the thing as well. If he continues the level of prowess he had over on Cobblestone earlier today, they need to be scared of him.
Yeah, for sure.
Tyloo, a lot of utility to play with though, Chris, and this is the thing, is they slowly make their approach through.
Yeah, they've burnt a lot of the CT utility, which is definitely more EU meta.
Yeah.
They don't used to go really fast and not really give a damn. But now they're trading effectively, they're two-man peeking everything. That's a trade. That's a favourable trade for the Ts. Whenever you go 1-for-1 with the CTs, because they're so spread, and you can just stay together as a unit as Ts, you're always overwhelmed with numbers. So you've got to make sure you're trading always as terrorists.
Yeah, and that's the thing, sort of the knock-on effect of what you said. We can see the rotate has come out now. You're sticking 2-2 to a site. So obviously over on B, there's just that one player lurking to be distraction. Meanwhile, there's that free bubble tap bomb site. Cage as well.
Huge.
So confused, but luckily enough, AZ starts to go huge from the bomb site, shuts them down. There's not a lot of time left in the round. They need to try and commit to this plant soon, or else they're going to lose. The round's over. They have to try and find all the frags here. It's time to
That's huge from AZ that he's managed to buy that much time and stay alive.
Yeah.
Flash behind the box, just sitting. He's known he's done his job. Buying as much time as possible there. Great, great recovery.
It's risky as well, actually, going for those frags after the time when they didn't have the bomb plant.
Yeah.
If we got taken down there, that would have been very messy for the economy of Tyloo.
It's going to be you can tell that they're a bit uncertain of what they want to do as the time's getting so low and they still haven't got a deciding how they're going to take the bomb site. This is going to be part of their problems going forward, so they need to have map control and give them plenty of time. This is so much pressure towards B. Both teams fighting heavily for this contested area.
They want to try and get control of Banana. The CTs, with that double player setup, pushed in deep. And you've also got the one player in Cajun trying to support them if the push does come through. Playing around the smoke like this, though, could actually be quite effective to them, as they're allowed to just get away unscathed, whereas you can see the CTs still confused, still think that they're up close off the back of the audio cues they heard.
Both teams threw a load of nades there and were like, no, we don't want any of them.
Yeah.
We're off.
Or config here as well. If they actually go for this peach towards Arch, he could shut them down instantly. A prime time angle to do some damage to that warp. Can be very critical. If they go for this burst play, he needs to be on the ball.
He needs to get the first one. If the first one gets through and starts getting closer to him and he starts getting flashed off and he can't escape cleanly, that's when they're going to lose CT Arch control, and that's probably when they're going to lose A control as well.
That's the thing. As soon as they get deep in towards quad, AZ can get overwhelmed. He can only do so much from pit, holding quad like that.
Yep, for sure. Especially when they're coming out of apps and there's a guy lurking. As soon as that guy in pit's in a gunfight, he's going to fly out of apps and trade him.
That's the thing, they're going to be setting themselves up now as well. You can see the CT's getting a whiff of something fishy going on towards the A bomb site. So Cajun is going to rotate over to try and support his teammates, so at least there's going to be 3 of them on the site. The nades will now be dispersed as they make their play through. Of course, they can slip straight through quad.
20 seconds
the time in. He wanted to try and look away from the flash. He played it smart, but unfortunately he gets shut down anyway. Config does come in with the AWP though, finds one onto somebody, but Didi responds with a headshot towards Cajun, the support player that came in to try and aid them, leaves them in a 4 versus 3 now. Config fairly low, and they call it off. They realise it's not worth the risk.
Haven't left themselves a lot of time again, but that flash is so good that it's got 2 people. It was different players.
Yeah.
If he had the same player in the same spot, he probably wouldn't have got caught by that flash. But yeah, that flash is so good. You can see it's got them kills on the balcony so many times, especially flashing that guy out. It's really difficult to deal with because he can stand on top of the balcony, get that one and drop off. But he's getting traded there with that flash. It's just perfect execute there.
That's the thing, even though AZ played it smart, trying to turn away from the flash as soon as he heard it pop, you still have so much time. You have to try and flick back round that it's just awkward.
There's more flashes coming in that you can't hear over the wall. And the players up in your face. And how have they just lost that many players? Did they lose 2? The terrorists for the bomb?
There's a lot of cash they're going to have to invest to rebuy off the back of that as well.
A bit sloppy.
See, money to play with isn't
2 shotguns. This is a big round. This could be a side changer.
Config Config. He needs to try and do something at mid, create the game changer. Goes for the early information play, obviously flashed off. He hasn't got much information as well. Didn't see him cross.
No.
And everyone is heavy banana. This could be effective though. The crossfire setup towards top banana with both of those rifles.
Yeah, Magic's just going to fade through that smoke as soon as he takes gunner fight.
Yeah.
And the MSL's just going to capitalize. Bait setups like that are so good because if you can just draw the attention away with the first player and stay alive, the second player can capitalize so much.
They're playing smart. Look, Molotov goes down.
Really
Forced out of
smart.
position. That's so
MSL's
clever.
isolated.
MSL trapped on his lonesome now. They play off the flashbangs. They should be able to find the frags. It goes a little bit wrong, but luckily enough, DD and somebody will retaliate, find the frags in the end. There's a quick rotate coming in from Config. There's no smoke towards CT. He has complete rain, but he's a little bit slow, and they've been able to slip across to the bomb site.
1 second he would have caught on. They've got no nades for that cross. That's crazy how much they've used to get that control and take those fights.
As soon as they had that read, double molly in to try and force players out of position. Heavy investment on the smokes. I think we saw 3 flashes go over before they've made the first initial face as well. And this is most likely a save at this point as well. Play for exits with the shotguns. And Config, just try to stay alive, ideally.
Yeah, he's just trying to cause some economic damage. He knows that they've not got the greatest eco from how many kills that have gone their way and how many players Tyloo have lost, even to the bomb, it seems. So they know the money's not great. He's just going to back on out and save that gun.
They need to clear, though, because obviously if they do go back...
Now they're really, really in trouble money-wise.
AZ could go so big into this round. They pick through. He gets one. Hungry for more. Gets a second. There's the hat-trick from AZ!
Okay, his money's just shot through the roof. He's on 4.7k.
That is absolutely insane. That's just what they needed as well. That small bit of cash injection is giving them a little bit more of a lifeline. And also, it punishes Tyloo.
Yeah, if Tyloo lose this, they're going to be on a force buy or an eco next round. That's actually kind of crazy. He's managed to get 3 on the exit there.
Yeah. That's the thing, they played it smart. You exit together, you go that deep into T-spawn though, and you just got away with it. Obviously, they were so low, and that up-close personal shotgun,
shoulder peek,
one shot,
shoulder peek, shoulder peek.
ripped through you. Oh, Config with a timing as well.
I thought he clicked.
Yeah.
He thought he clicked.
Oh, through the smoke off. DD reading it well. No, he falls back to us to try and go for another peek. Cajun B, though, still going to be trying to do some damage with the shotgun he has in hand. We'll find a frag. AZ plays it smart, holding quad as he finds one headshot. Cajun, another one as well. The long-range shotgun comes into effect. They know how to wield these Mag 7s with such prowess right now, leaving it on just 2 players on the side of Tyloo.
Menaces in these shotguns. They're getting a lot of money. A lot of money, a lot of value.
They're just packing.
They do this.
They're in good positions.
They've got 1 kit, a molly, a smoke and a flash. They've got everything they need here to make this work.
Yeah. Kit vital, of course, as well. Molotov goes in. It's a smart truffle, smart position. Magic actually finds a frag. And now it's all left on DD. He's on the bomb site. It's going to be awkward, but they're all coming from the same angle. Huge spray down could really be massive here, but he gets the opening frag and a follow-up. So close to the third, but Cajun is able to shut him down.
I hate to see it. He was so close to making that play.
That spray transfer, so close.
North really needed that one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not looking good so far, but look at their money now. They're still not great after that. If they can somehow win a force buy round now, Tyloo, North are probably going to lose this half quite substantially.
I mean, you look at the economy though. You've got 9k on UV. If they want to try and go for it, they could get Tech 9s across the board, go for these explosive fast plays that we've seen, potentially, you know, obviously just hit them with a shotgun or style play, take that early apps control, flash quad, hit yourself with burst out of apps. Something like that. This is one of these plays that can catch your opposition off guard.
Oh, exactly. You can just do exactly what they've done on that balcony where they're getting those flashes into A and just storm out of the smoke. It's definitely a viable strategy with pistols. They are opting for a semi-force. They've gone for 1 AK and dropped some Tech 9. Not completely crippling themselves, but they want a good chance of winning this round.
Yeah. I mean, most players, they're actually buying a little bit low.
That's quite smart, because if they do win this, North are in hella trouble.
Does think that reset coming in this early?
Yeah.
Not going to be great. Config actually plays a little bit more confidence in this round. Straight through and gets the opener this time.
Confident Config.
Love to see it.
Yeah, he's so dangerous when he's got momentum.
Oh, MSL could be overwhelmed here. Caught his pants down, fumbling with the nades, but luckily enough, Magix can trade back, so he doesn't get too out of hand. He instantly stubs out the flames.
They're not slowing down then, are they? They want to take this control, they want to take these fights. They're not scared of the opposition, which, I mean, they're losing players, but you do need to go for these players and you do need to get the trades. Unfortunately, they've got a player down. Didn't go the best for them. See if they can make any more kills here. do any more damage. Looks like they're just going to commit to B here. North have probably got a good idea it's coming as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The rifles that North have and the positions they're playing, obviously just tucked in by first oranges, and then you've got the player up on top of boost as well. It's going to be awkward. They've got a lot of rain. They get that first initial peek on you as you charge through. They don't have the range advantage on Tyloo. Cajun could just play anti-flash, then turn around with a back of the Magic's that will tell him when to peek. Instantly rips his way through, not one but two, almost a third, and then he finally shuts it down.
That's the perfect setup there. He's taken all the attention. They did not expect that guy at first oranges, and he's just got 2 easy kills in the third one. That's great from them. And those are the kind of CT setups that are so effective.
That's the thing. They know if they had any utility, as long as Cajun's playing anti-flash, it doesn't matter. Even if he doesn't get the opening frag, as long as he calls to Cajun and he's able to get at least that first frag on the board to delay and allow his teammates to rotate, they should win that round 90% of the time.
Yeah, ideally, Magis doesn't even die in that situation. Yeah. He kills the first guy and drops down, and they all try and rush him, and he just kind of kills him crossing.
Just from the
sideline.
He
still makes it work. It's really well played by Cajun.
Config, a little bit more lax than this round. We're not going to see the same repeat with the early aggressive phase. Just holding more of a contact style play, waiting to see if they're going to come to it. They're actually going for the apps control.
Tyloo, they've gone run and gun.
Yeah.
And these rounds are so dangerous because obviously you haven't spent a lot, and you're going to be just rushing at these players with all these flashes coming in. You don't even need the rifles. You just need to get up and close. It's exactly what's going to happen. And if they do those flashes that they've done so far, they're going to have a real problem holding this push, especially with Config playing at quad.
I think as well, when Config gets the information and calls it's that aggressive hit towards the A side, DD is going to be great. He cuts off that rotate instantly. Playing from Vietnam, just tucked in on the really weird close angle.
Yeah.
Oh, he's actually fallen back though. He has got out of Vietnam. Depends on the timing. He also gives the game away a little bit as he sprints up. They're going to be aware of it, but the A play does come in as they charge their way through. AZ instantly gets dispatched as they find the headshot quite easily. Cajun,
they don't know he's here.
Playing over,
they've got no idea.
He could be so huge into this round, he just has to wait for the plant, listen out for the audio cue, and then go for the peek through. He does actually peek up, they're still not aware quite what's going on as he gets the opening frag. MSL as well comes into effect. Cajun will inevitably die, but he's still left on 2 players on the side of Tyloo. They've got control of the bomb site, but they still need to do so much more. Config arrives on the C as well after my sandpit, but he's smoked out. He can't quite peek through yet. Magic's the elevated angle will spot them out though. He's able to just rain down hellfire from above. Config trying to peek in as well. There's 9 seconds left to play. They'd have to grab the bomb, commit to a plant right now. They have to commit to it. They're going to hear peek off the audio cue. And Tyloo not going to be able to pick that one up.
It's tense, isn't it? This game is going to be a close one.
Yeah.
Jesus. Jeez. Yeah, that's crazy how fast they just exploded there. Unfortunately, they didn't know where Cajun was. They had a feeling that there was one more player around. They couldn't find him in pit, and you could tell they were looking all around. They were a bit apprehensive getting that bomb down. Eventually spotted him. He did too much damage there, and they couldn't quite get that momentum needed to close out the rest of the rotators.
It's the thing
but they've just gone super aggro here, knowing that they've got no money.
You hit them with that sort of play.
This is closer than it looks.
It does work out quite effective, but as you said, left pretty low. Cajun on 1 HP, Config 9. They've got that apps control as well. It depends if Cajun finds a head here. We'll actually shut down DD. Now it gets a little bit more awkward. Cajun's still very low. They take 1 bullet from somebody. You leave them in this 2 versus 4 that is manageable. It just depends on timing.
It's so close, isn't it, when you see the X-ray?
Unfortunately, obviously somebody is going to get shut down, so it's just 1 man on the side of Tyloo. M4 in hand, primed and ready. All the natural tools to win this round, but unfortunately, Magis will find the headshot. Wasn't meant to be. Let's tie up at 5-5 though, and another pause will come in.
Yeah, that's kind of the exact thing you don't want to happen is when North get the momentum and they're just taking the fights to you. They're not scared.
Yeah.
They don't want you to get the map control. It forces the terrorists to use more utility in taking map control, and they've got less for the actual execute, which makes their life easier later into the round. You see Tyloo kind of executing with 20 seconds left in the round with very little utility. 1 molly could stop an entire push.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the thing as well. North, if they get a little bit of confidence behind them, they can go for those more important sort of spawn-based plays, especially sort of where you cross mid, get information from it. Like what we saw there, where they went for the peek out from obviously window and balcony. You peek out towards second mid. Even if you don't get the frags, normally you get a lot of information. You can see what they're going for. And, you know, they've just got the confidence behind them now to actually start to go for these plays. They read the money well. They know that it's back to real, like, serious business they're getting for this following round. The AKs are back on Tyloo. Tyloo now needs to bring their A game again. We need to see something different from them.
Yeah, they're just taking the tactical timeout, so see what Peacemaker has to chime into this. Probably take B control, try and take that B control initially, and then maybe go back towards A.
This is smart. Actually burn the players out of apps, burn anyone towards top banana. You also saw that heavy HE towards top mid as well. They know the conflict's going for those consistent peaks, so that's smart. Try and zone it out.
Even a flash, just an early, the first guy running up round, just flash the up comp wide peak.
Yeah. AZ, back in his normal position. This is the classic bread and butter play that we saw.
There's two flashes.
Yeah, the old flash going over.
He's avoided them this time.
Oh, but the thing is, they're not really going to peek into it, but they do eventually. But no frags come through. Cajun aids his teammate fantastically. Captain Mo was the only one that actually was able to slip on towards the bomb site, but the trade came back through. AZ, in this scenario, actually stayed alive. He didn't get shut down, wasn't punished by the flash, so he was allowed to just rip his way through everyone.
Yeah, he avoided a lot of flashes, but even more came in, got the blind kill. Cajun managed to avoid all the flashes, got 2 on the site. Very well held.
Yeah, that was smart.
And that was, they've got no money left now. Tyloo, they've kind of spent everything.
That's the thing, in terms of utility, it's very mismatched.
It's been back and forward, the money there.
Once again, stacking up towards that A-bomb site.
I really do like their flash explodes. I think if they had maybe a couple mollies or a couple smokes just to complement that, they'd get a lot more traction off it.
This is quite aggressive.
This is so fast. They just run up quad.
Had completely no idea this had happened. They also take the second peak. They take down config so quickly because they weren't aware. They just storm their way up mid through their own smoke, take control of quad, instant headshot towards AZ. Sure, it's a 3 versus 2 retake scenario, but HZ, fortunate. If he would have been able to find that frag, that would have been a massive round, but Captain Mo tries to claw it back. We'll find another frag on towards Magis. Flashbang drain over. He gets him blind. He knows he's going to get peeked from both angles. Holds frag is down. MSL will peek into his crosshair. Just holds for the bomb now. Flashbang goes over, forces him to fall back in this scenario. But he's just got to play for the audio cue. He can just listen for the bomb. Has no reason to peek, but goes for the wide face. Tag onto him, Cajun. He's going to be so paranoid in this scenario. Cajun going to tap the bomb though. Just go for the commit. We'll get the defuse.
That's so unfortunate. Captain Mo did so well to make that so close. You could tell the experience there. The angle isolating, he's flashing players, trying to get the kills. Really, really unfortunate there. That smoke, he had to gamble. Is he faking or is he not? It's a 50-50. Do I push through the smoke or not? Yeah. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off for him. Cajun, pros never fake. But with that plant in front of the buy, what's the scoreboard looking like? Have they got full money bonus? I think they've got full money bonus. So they can almost buy every round if they get the bomb down.
That's the thing, they get themselves into a fairly healthy position. I want to control a little bit more lax by North into this one, obviously just still sitting towards top banana. We've seen them going quite heavy, obviously, as you expect. You want to try and take that early banana control, rotate one player off to support a site. Yeah. You get so much more information off the back of it, and it's easier.
Yeah, if you hold banana like this and get one player close, with a smoke and a molly that you can apply late round, so you can just hold that area off himself, you can have more players towards A. You might see this guy rotate off B if they get an idea of anything coming towards A here. But look how they've got to play. They can only play second mid and mid, right?
Yeah. They have no map control for this round. They're completely aware of them being just pent in, focused towards the A-bomb site. Nate goes out. Should actually transfer a nice bit of damage. Only a little bit of shrapnel. Going to ping on towards Captain Mo.
This is something different. It's going to be an A split or are they going to B? Looks like an A split.
Conflict in position, he needs to find these frags. We'll get the opening to a take. Zed, another frag comes out as well as he shuts down Dini, but he charges through the smoke. And the thing is, there's a player in position ready to find the kill. The headshot comes through, shuts down Config. Now works his way on towards the bomb site as well. They've got complete control of the site. The welcome out is down. This is Tyloo's domain.
Those frags traded so quickly there. I mean, they've done a really good job of getting to the bomb site and trading those frags for other players getting out of the way and buying time. Really, really explosive.
MSL Magis. They need to mount this really quickly. They try and push their way through, but smart play comes out. You get the graveyard off the back of your teammates. Cool, nice headshot as well. They shut down Magis. And Tyloo are starting to get some wind under their wings again.
Yeah. Config's not scared of pushing through these smokes to a north, is he?
Yeah.
They need to kind of be aware of that a bit more because he's kind of feeling himself right now.
And you could see him starting to get that height behind him. Got those first 2 frags. Second one was absolutely juicy, so he thinks, right, I'm going to go for it. Try and go for the hero play. and it shuts him down.
Hopefully we see more interesting strats like that. I think that's probably Peacemaker suggested something like that.
This could be nice, actually. You've gone for the 3-player push. They're going to try and go for that information play. Just hold the crossfire. If they've been going for this consistent apps control like they did before, this instantly annihilates that strat.
Especially with a shotgun.
Yeah. The trade potential here is absolutely massive.
Who's going to fall victim? H said, you might be unfortunate.
He's going to be the first man in. So AZ should be able to get the gun shot. But there's more players close by. The thing is, he did take a shot from the M4 as well, so they know there's 2 players close there. They don't want to run the risk of actually peeking into that and getting back down.
Nice. That's perfect, though. That's exactly what they wanted from that setup. Like you said, they've got the info, they've got the advantage. All they have to do now is chill and just slowly dissect this attack.
They further that lead as well. And the thing is, even though they want to try and backtrack towards that B bomb site now, look how much banana control's been taken. MSL, he's in a prime time spot. Even if he gets taken down. Config, he will fall in the end though, actually gets bested on the fight for Arch. They could go for the wraparound play towards that B bomb site if they wanted to try and run the risk here.
They're fully aware that that part of the map's been lost, so they need to be careful of the B wrap.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of nades left, and T's aren't looking really healthy at the moment. Bentet's going to have to put in a crazy here.
Oh, Cajun instantly as the smoke starts to dissipate.
They don't know where Bentet is.
Tucked in, DD trying to be the decision maker. He's the one that has to cause the distraction. But coming from towards mid, he's going to hit out that play, but Bentet comes in, finds the headshot towards Cajun.
That was close as well. Last round. They were like 5-1 up. North have really, really shut them out here.
That's the thing.
Asian B, 17 for 8.
I mean, that's the difference maker, though. If you look at these rounds here, the rounds they picked up, pretty much, you know, the majority of them off the back of the bomb explosions, when they were getting site control and they were winning in after-point situations.
Yeah.
A lot of these rounds now, they're being shut down before they get onto the site.
Yes. Which is kind of what they struggled with against Optic.
Yeah. That's the thing. Optic, it was a lot more clutch plays when North were having to try and retake it very huge. Into this round, though, of course,
but now they're just denying
the
bomb sites. You're not getting anywhere near.
Just shutting down everyone. Walking into the meat grinder there towards the bomb site, which is Captain Mo left. Deagle in hand. I mean, he might be able to pull 1 or 2 frags out of the bag if he's lucky. Not meant to be, though. And that is going to be a 9-6 scoreline on the first half as North quite dominantly work their way through and just really start to regain control after the lead that Tyloo did set. But of course, we will be back after a short break to see the continuation of this exciting matchup. everyone, welcome back. Crazy first half. Tyloo, they come in strong with an early dominating lead. Then North instantly work out how to cancel it out, and shut it down. Yeah,
they didn't really have an answer to cleanly take the sites. They were losing too many players. There was a lot of 2v2s, a lot of 3v2s. They were just losing too many players taking those sites. And North managed to just retake it cleanly. Money kept getting reset for them towards the end. They couldn't really build up a great bankroll. But they've got a lot of utility here on the pistol round. This is going to be interesting this round. A lot of flashes coming in. I expect it maybe over the A-bomb site. It might flood out of the balcony area, or start off with maybe a B fake, pressure towards B, and then have a smokes and go back towards A. We'll see what they go for.
It's going to be interesting, of course. It's the difference as well of that aggressive style of play we saw from Tyloo's pistol round, whereas North trying to play a little bit more structured here.
Yeah, they're using more utility. Nice entry by AZ. Using more utility to actually take map control, apply pressure. And I don't know how they're just finding these frags for free. This is kind of sloppy by the Tyloo guys.
Yeah, obviously they're pushed up. They tried to go for these USP opens, but North were just shutting them down with the Glocks. Instant response frags into the heads.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's because they've bought 2 sets of utility. As a CT, you don't often see that. You normally just go armor, so you can just fight off these Glocks. Here they're just going to commit to B with the bomb, and one lurking mid maybe.
So it all relies also less just on HZ to try to shut them down here as they flood their way through. Needs to go big with the USP. He just gets overwhelmed, obviously. You can't deal with 5 blocks in your face.
This is looking like the North we're used to, that dissect your enemy, pick them apart. Use a lot of utility early. CTs weren't really sure what was happening. They thought it was a B rush. Push apps, some info, die that side of the map as well. Oh, a knife kill here would be huge.
Just in the rear. Oh, as soon as he turns though, reacts and takes him down.
It's crazy how these players just know, you know, they've got that 6th sense. Something ain't right here. Why aren't they facing this?
Yeah.
Now, do they buy fully, or do they just get PG-50 and maybe a flash? It's like a full eco from the CTs. And a stack B. I mean, I like stacks, but maybe just save one player towards the other bomb site. Otherwise, you can just like walk the whole way, and if they see no one, they do just take control. They're just going to keep walking.
I mean, the play they're going for here as well, essentially, when the T's push in, you all peak at the same time. Yeah. Is sort of the idea behind it. Yeah. I mean, the majority of the time we used to see, obviously, there was the variant of this where you'd push like 2 players down. So sell the idea that B players push, then you take it, then free peak. But
that's like the oldest that you push out but everyone's seen that one. But I think even this, to some extent,
it's very easy to read.
Yeah, like, especially when you got these players holding so passively, they're going to slowly work A. Yeah. Notice nothing's there and something's up, and that's all that's going to happen here. They're going to keep walking A until they find nothing, and then just say, guys, stay the hell away from B.
And this is the thing as well. In these sort of scenarios, majority of the time, unless you're going for a B commit,
they're just walking. That one player could at least maybe peek and just force them to use utility or back away. It might be an A stack. Yeah. But having no players at all, they can just keep walking into the sites.
Because that's the thing, in these sort of scenarios, you want to try and take that fight towards A 90% of the time anyway. So you're slowly going to push your way through, you're going to clear arch, clear quad. As soon as you've sort of gone, right, no one's peeked me now, that's when you sort of assume they're either playing a stack on site or it's a B stack. And at this point, Config does spot him out. They just charge into him as well. He could just rack up a lot of cash. They are going to overwhelm him at this point, though. They do shut him down, grab the UMP. But Cajun's in position. If they continue their push through, he should be able to just absolutely mow them down. Magister's also going in, trying to do some damage. They know where they are. They're trapped. They can just overwhelm them from all angles.
Yeah, these SMGs can try farming right now. They know exactly what's up. I'm surprised Config committed so much, knowing that there's nothing on there. They have to be B. I just thought he'd maybe wait for at least one teammate to back him up. But he's just hungry for kills. That's Config. He loves to take fights. He loves to get momentum. If he did get 1 or 2 there, he would have probably felt the fire and just gone for more. Yeah. Fortunately, could only get the 1.
I mean, that's the thing. It's a shame he, used so much of the ammo actually before they went for the full rush.
All in.
Yeah, if they would have actually all peeked him at that same time when he had ammo in his GMP, it could have been a huge grade up. A lot of cash in this rank, obviously. When he's only got USP, though, you just get overwhelmed by that amount of blocks. ESL spots out somebody fairly early on. Nate goes up as well. He's backed off. Nearly a full save in this round for Tyloo.
Exactly what I said the last time. It's something very similar. They've just got one player on the other side and they've stacked towards A. That guy's peaked at least to force utility from the terrorists to make sure they can't just walk into B.
Yeah.
But they're going to walk into A and find the stack. This is actually the way you want to play it. Stay hidden and let them commit.
Could go huge here as well. That P250 in close range, you can get the drop in your position. Oh, Magic's a snapshot there.
That was clean.
So crisp. Well, he's keeping them busy and he's executing everyone on the A bomb site. And the true players towards B, and they just burst their way through. Smoke goes down. They've got complete reign of the site now. DD can't really run the risk of pushing through the smoke because they should be watching it. He can't go through garden either. Smart play coming out from north. They're not running any risks. Meanwhile, Magic's just still on the lurk. He's cleaning up.
3 kills at SMG. He's probably going to go for more. MSL's going to hunt this one, I think.
Absolutely insane that it's boiled down to this.
I mean, it's the perfect start as a T. They've played this kind of flawlessly. Exactly what you want to see from this round. Just slow pace, work out what they're doing. Don't make any mistakes. Let them make the mistakes. First gun round. Now, they really need to build economy here. If they lose too many players and they're starting to drop loads and loads of guns every round that they're defending, they're going to have a real trouble holding this off. But this one's going to be important. They've kept so many SMGs. They've just got so much money, these teams.
So
they're going to build even more.
This is so risky. When obviously they go for that MP7, that UMP, even if they lose the round, they still get a lot of cash paid into the following one. So Tyloo needs to have a fairly clean round going through this. Magis, instant reaction there off the back of the teammates. They want to try and flood their way through, play around the smokes. DD does actually get a big tag off onto him. Unfortunately, AZ just overpowers him. HZ, he's in a prime time position. He needs to go huge, but it doesn't matter. Cajun clears it, finds a headshot so easily. And everyone's just been torn to shreds. I mean, basically you kind of have to go for the save at this point. Yeah,
this is definitely the North we expect. They've played that almost flawlessly with these SMGs, getting them in first, making sure they're taking all the fire away from the team. If you're running and gunning and you can draw fire away from the rest of your team, especially these sprays, you're going to save your team a lot of damage. And they've even got the MP. They're not done yet. Bentet is just clean. He is denying them. He is saving this gun. Just get away from him.
Unfortunately, easy. A little bit too efficient there.
And lazy.
Yeah. Economy as well is absolutely busted on the side of Tyloo. There's been an awful lot of pauses in this game. You can see both sides really didn't want things to get out of hand.
Look at the T's money right now.
Yeah.
They're set for the rest of the potential game.
Yeah, I mean, the way things are shaping up right now, obviously, in theory, they should be able to pick this round up.
Yep.
14 rounds on the board. You know what we're looking at? Minimum, they should still be sitting around 7, 8K each. Lowest amount of money they have.
It's going to be a real struggle to only now have to just get round after round after round. All of their players need to just turn it on. Turn it on now.
Yeah. Quick pause, we are going to be back underway. Thing is, obviously, that pause most likely for the next round as well. They know this one's going to be a bit of a throwaway. They have the 5-7 on Captain Mo. That's it. The rest of them are the USPs. Maybe we see more of an aggressive play. I mean, there's always the sort of the fake play towards Banana, where one player peeks when they push in, or you know, when you all three peek at the same time when they push in towards B site. That can potentially catch them off guard with P250 in hand. They do actually go for the upgraded pistols as well. Still playing it fairly lax though. I mean, they push it a bit deep, but
you just hate to see it. They're so good with them. This is exactly the North that we used to just go together everywhere, work the areas of the map, get all the map control they need. What they wanted to do there was really smart. They were going to flash as soon as that HZ or somebody heard a player. They were going to get a flash in there. That's unlucky. Yeah, that flash could have been really devastating, but those nades, they've read it too good.
DD already on 4 HP. Everyone's just starting to feel a little bit awkward. HZ. Oh, actually finds that frag with the CZ. I mean, that's unreal. He's been able to connect that.
Shot.
That is insane.
I swear players make that gun look ridiculously easy
Yeah.
to use. And then you pick one up and you shoot like you've got Parkinson's. It just doesn't work the same.
It's that tapping potential. It is unreal. If you connect those shots, the amount of damage it has and the fire rate, in close range, like, you know, conditions, it can be very, very effective.
Managed to save the AK. And keep this one in arm's reach. It might be the lifeline they need.
They are hunting him though, because they do have a crazy amount of money to play with. So North don't want to allow them to get away with anything that's going to aid them into the following rounds. Which
Yeah,
is
they're
going to
look
play.
for this.
Yeah.
This is exactly the right call to make.
He said gets another frag, but that's it. His reign of terror is short-lived.
Beautiful. Yeah, their nades have been really impressive.
Yeah.
I'm talking the HE grenades, like the timing of them, the placement of them. They're doing 2 at the same time, even 3 we've seen.
Yeah. We've always kind of seen that though. I mean, sort of, you know, when it was the Dignitas lineup at the time, MSL always, sort of, for some reason, would have these incredible nades that come out of nowhere, especially in Cobblestone as well. They invented quite a few strats there. I mean, we saw the triple nade through drop that they sort of brought to the meta at times. Always a lot of server stuff based around nade usage. They absolutely love finding the correct way to use utility and new and interesting ones.
I wonder if that's down to the demo research they do, looking at player tendencies or even round tendencies when they like to play certain rounds, and just straight up counter them with heavy grenades that they don't need to take any fights for, but can do a lot of damage.
I mean, that's the thing. It's a great reward for no real risk.
That wall bang,
Tagged
every bullet.
Yeah, he was on the boost, tags him straight through. That's a nice chunk of damage done early as well. They are going to be aware that they are situated toward the A bomb site though. They're going to hit them hard and fast. Once again, going for that quad burst out towards the site.
4-man stack here though.
Those 2 players in pit need to be punished early.
They're going to side against it? I think they are. Oh no, this is smart, this is smart. They want to take B control away, make sure they're not 100% safe that they've got a stack towards A.
Yeah.
If they can push this guy back on B, they might have to rotate one back off A. And that guy at Library can see he's unsure where he needs to go right now.
Yeah. Looks like he is going to back off as well. Bentech going to go for the rotate towards B. This is smart. That's a small amount of utility usage.
They just need to show a player at Banana. That's all he did, and he's rotated someone off.
Huge round. Captain Mo, though, the nade comes back through. They actually take down Magis. MSL has slipped his way through Arch, and they just need to converge into the site. Strike from both angles at the right time. MSL going to do some damage. Cajun comes into effect as well, but Didi in the back of the site finds one crisp headshot before he is eventually put into an early grave. The bomb will get planted. It's a 2 versus 2. They are trapped on the site. Cajun, AWP in hand, trembling, waiting for them to peek into him. AZ watching for the peek from quad. Somebody in Bentet. They have 1 kit to play with, 1 flashbang as well. 2 M4s in play. Timing's critical here.
They're both on elevated positions.
Flashbang goes in. Short-lived. They are going to have to just straight commit to this, but Cajun B, of course, finds the early frag. They can both focus towards quad right now as they've heard the footsteps. Somebody shouldn't be able to do anything. You just get that second frag as well. Cajun played it smart, played it calm. He knew he had that.
That round was so smart there. They knew that they had no presence towards B. It's likely that the CTs have got the read that it is A. Okay, we're just going to pressure B, make sure you're not Banana, so you have to guess. And that simple movement, just a couple nades and a bit of spam on Banana has just caused that entire rotate round. Otherwise, they were going to walk into a 4-man stack and probably lost the round.
Yeah.
Incredible, incredible play.
Somebody playing up close to the wall here. Playing around the smoke. Could catch them off guard. Has the support of his teammate as well, obviously, to go for the trade if they do push their way through.
This is so tense.
Just toying with them right now, the mind games. Trying to get a little bit more Banana control by a second. Config is well panicked, worried this one is going to try and play around the smoke, gives his position away. But he's holding on the bay. He's keeping him towards Banana whilst the real attack is unfolding towards the A-bomb site. They push their way around, but DD and HZ are doing a lot of damage. They start to rip their way through the opposition until Config goes big, gets the 2 kills towards Banana. All they've got to do is backtrack, link up, and head their way in towards that B-bomb site. DD trapped by the Molotov as well. He's 32 HP. He can't run the risk of pushing through.
They did all the hard work, and Config just opened up 2 huge frags. Single-handedly, just deleted them on B.
This could be the round that spells the end here for Tyloo.
That's unfortunate. I mean, this is the North we expected with
Yeah.
Optic, right? This is exactly what we expected.
It could all come down to this. DD tiptoes his way over towards the site. Has the AWP out. The smoke is going to go down to try and block off Garden. Flashbangs over, just has to basically chuck whatever he can at this point. Use the utility, this is his last chance. Magix gets into the elevated position, peeks from coils. A simple headshot. And that is going to go the way of North, 16-6. Tyloo looked like they had a lot of momentum. They looked like they were budding for it. They were really bringing their A-game towards the start. And then North just went, snap out of it, boys. Let's lock it down. Change their play style and essentially won it out from that point onwards.
I mean, they definitely took a page out of Optics, but can just go in, make sure you're not scared. And they did that the first 5 rounds. North, they've taken the time out. They've recomposed. They've had their team talk. Right, we need to play our game now. And that's exactly what they've done. They've not tried to counter any strats. Just do what they know. Make the right decisions. Make it cool and calm and collected. And their utility has done so much work for them in this game.
That's the thing. Utility usage was so key. We saw that in a lot of rounds that were just fakes or just forcing rotates off. And that's the thing. Tyloo over-rotated so much in those scenarios because as soon as there was even slight presence, they went for the full commit. They had to rotate off.
They couldn't read them.
Yeah. They just had no idea.
A lot of fast plays with the SMGs. They had the SMGs for so long. They built up so much bank. It was just so hard for the CTs to deal with.
Yeah, it was crazy the way things obviously unfolded.
Both games went 16-6. 2 whitewashes. The first ones were close, and now we're seeing the big boys putting in the big work.
Just kind of thing, it's more so getting into this position now, the teams that weren't actually able to cause an upset, obviously stuck into that group where it's the 2 teams that lost their first game. Now it's starting to shine through the teams that have the little bit of more prowess behind them. And the thing is as well, that's with North. They did not want to go 2-0 down here in the groups. They want to try and instantly bounce back, and they did. And they were able to shut it down. And that is all we have time for with this mashup. There is still more to come. There's still 2 more games to be played out, obviously, on the stream today. And we'll be back after a short break.